Hey, AfterBuzzers. If you didn't know, it's Kevin Undergaro, the executive producer of AfterBuzz, along with my partner, Maria Menounos.
Hi, everybody.
And Maria and I, as you know, have put so much time and money into the AfterBuzz TV product and really haven't seen a lot in return.
Nope, not yet.
But one of the ways you guys can actually help us is by tuning into our new reality show, Chasing Maria Menounos. It premieres Tuesday, March 18th, 10 o'clock, 9 p.m. Central, and features me and Maria basically bickering, fighting.
No, it's not just bickering and fighting. You get an inside look into my life, behind the scenes.
You'll also get a behind-the-scenes look at AfterBuzz.
It's really funny. It's not just bickering, and it's not fake either. So that's actually something
no.
to think about.
It's definitely not fake. It's definitely not fake. But please tune in to Chasing Maria Menounos on Oxygen, Tuesday, March 18th at 10 p.m. All of your support will help AfterBuzz because Maria certainly won't.
So rude.
You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Gene Johnson.
The AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's Archer After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Archer After Show.
Well, hello there, Internet. Nice of you to come around. Fancy seeing you in this neck of the woods. Hey, everybody, this is AfterBuzz TV for Archer, Season 5, Episode 7, titled Smugglers Blues. They're smugglers, and they're also blue. Not actual blue smugglers, but...
I would love to see a Smurfs version of that, though.
I mean, we saw the Raptor version of the Archer pilot, so it could happen. That's true. Sensibly.
I forgot that happened.
I'll campaign for it. Who am I? What an excellent, thoughtful question you had to ask about that, Internet. I'm Greg Goodness.
And I'm Roya Taheri.
And I'm Scott Moore.
I'm Zach Wilson.
I apologize in advance, everyone. I have a bit of a tickle in my throat, so you're going to be hearing that lovely tickle all night long. But don't worry about it, because we got a lot to talk about tonight on Archer. Specifically, that this episode was very much a harkening back to the classic ISIS days. We got to see them travel to a foreign country, which was fun. We got to see them carrying out a mission of sorts. I don't know, guys. How did you feel about this?
I think I laughed more during this episode than any episode this season. This was a really good... It was a funny episode. Just end of the day, it was funny.
Right off from the top, my baby's not going to be a coke addict. A great line. All babies should be drowned. Well, not all babies, just baby people.
Baby people.
Charlene hitting on some feelings of emotions that I have. Fear towards fatherhood. Not that I actually believe that, but I'm just saying, people, we're getting into some real issues here on Archer.
Well, at least we have that on the record now.
What would you call it? Cocaine enthusiast?
Another great line. It said baffling medical science. The highlight for the episode. So not only are we going back to hot and heavy openings, I don't know if that's the right term to use. Probably.
Phrasing.
Definitely not. We're going back to phrasing. We're going back to fast and furious intros. And we're going back to South America. So this was a real harkening back, I think. And I really enjoyed it. Specifically, I think it was great that they actually call attention to this when Archer gives that speech where maybe you guys can help me remember all of the countries that we were rallying against. Iran got in there.
Yeah.
Lots of democratically elected governments.
Yeah,
being
was it
overthrown.
Nicaragua?
Guatemala, I think.
And I thought that was a really great speech and really unexpected because we usually don't get too into the politics on Archer.
But all the terrible things that they're doing and how they're destroying the world.
Sort of a recap of like what we did in the intro to this season, the premiere episode of this season, where we're just talking about all the horrible things that ISIS has done as a collective organization. And so now we're getting real here and talking about things that maybe the U.S. did that some people could call questionable. I'm not saying I call them questionable. I'm a patriot, you guys. I love America. But I'm just saying there's a pretty extensive list that Archer rattled off there. Do you think that Archer is happier being a cocaine dealer than he is as an agent?
I think it doesn't matter. As long as he gets his gun and alcohol, he's good to go.
I agree.
He had a lot of snake poisoning in this episode.
As long as he's out in the field, he's good.
Which, by the way, him throwing up on Q was very good.
Yeah.
And then he was totally fine. It was amazing.
That's a skill.
Yeah.
That's a skill set that takes a little time to get down, but once you got it, you got it.
I guess if you've been drinking heavily, you're sort of battling the nausea reflex, and he's just gotten good at it.
Yeah. But he was really quick to think on his feet. To be like, oh, okay, then we need to get out of here. And then he throws up on Cyril. And perfect aim, by the way.
Right.
And then he acts like he's a drunken fool, but then it's all in his plan.
Yeah. We like to think that maybe Archer was giving a little bit of credit in that he is actually genuinely sick, but no, it just turns out he really hates Cyril enough that he's willing to throw up old Snake on him. Speaking of Cyril, this also reminded me of the episode, and you guys can help me place it, I hope, where Cyril becomes a field agent for the first time, and they go to a South American country and get apprehended by a notorious drug lord, if I'm not mistaken. And I believe he actually gets to hang out with the tiger in that episode.
Yeah, that was also the episode with the tiger.
So, if anything, I think we're, again, hitting on the central theme of, hey, guys, we're not totally all away from Archer's roots. We're going back to South America.
El Contador. That was it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Good, excellent recall, sir. And that was another great episode of Archer. So I'm happy to see them out and about and traveling the world. It's been fun to see them like bumble around the manor for a while. But, you know, if I wanted to watch Gilf Cam all the time, then that's what I would be doing.
That was horrifying.
Yeah, the Gilf House.
Oh, God.
69.
And what a perfect reversal, too, because immediately you're just like, oh, God, so we're talking to Miss Mallory Archer, and then the reveal of Woodhouse just spread out. And was he in his reading glasses? It was a really low bandwidth connection, you guys, so I had trouble telling. But man, oh man, that was amazing yet also horrifying.
Very scary. It's something you can't get out
I'm
of
not
your head
going
really.
back to check.
We're just going to fast forward over that when we go through on the DVR. Ugh, don't want your kids exposed to that. Don't want anyone exposed to that. I don't want Lana's baby exposed to that. This is not a healthy environment for a baby, you
for
guys.
Woodhouse's age, he wasn't too bad. No?
Well, how old is he? See, that's what
I fought in
older
World
now.
War II.
He's getting his likes,
Yeah,
so
around
he's
90.
He's good.
We're revealing a
Anyways.
whole bunch of really personal stuff here on Archer. I'm
know.
talking about how I never want children. Roya's like, well, yeah, Woodhouse is pretty all right. Woodhouse is good.
She's like, I do him.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
takes orders.
He makes omelets. He'll make a great breakfast the next day. So
He can defend you. He can hit people in the back of the head. He's
Roya
good.
is going to subscribe to Gilf House.
yes, she is.
Who
In fact,
said I haven't?
I was gonna say, wait, she already has.
Maybe he was talking to me.
Hey, everybody's got their thing.
I always feel so dirty after hosting this show. All right, back on topic, you guys. Mallory and Lana, two moms, same house, throwing down.
And Mallory came back into the opening shot with her face mask on. Again.
Right.
That's right.
With a concerning fact about the baby or about Archer in a way.
We're spending a lot of mornings,
Yeah.
very early
Yeah.
AMs.
And
It's
drinking.
the
of
golden
course.
hour, so you know.
Yeah, it's the most beautiful time to shoot, obviously. That animation that we're shooting. But I thought this was an interesting dynamic that we had going on, because we have Lana, the expectant mother, hanging around the house.
Is that what you did a stomach move?
The
for
little...
I got it.
I am
understood
gesturing to the baby bump.
You look like you're pushing the baby out. They're like, and the baby, the mother, no? Okay.
Yeah, no, get it out of there. I don't want anything to do with it.
Isn't that how you get it out? You squeeze it like toothpaste, and then
It's not
it
a
just...
pimple. You don't like pop
Pop
it
it
out.
out. Like,
God, you guys. But Lana is actually accumulating to that role, becoming accustomed to that role. She's trying to feed Pam, who is a giant baby, a giant coke-addicted baby, and she's trying to get into the swing of the things, which I respect.
Eating her cocaine pudding.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably a good way to prepare for a baby, you know, just feed cocaine to a cocaine enthusiast and you'll learn.
Go.
I would argue that a baby is much more finicky than a coke addict. They're both like disagreeable, mind you, but the limited experience that I've had, I live in Hollywood, dealing like with people who I've observed who are on cocaine, they are not pleasant people, and neither are children. They scream and they kick and they really want their way.
I mean, all power to him. I mean, as Bam's Bib said, Pobody's nerfect.
Perfect little bib for perfect little Pam.
Nobody's nervous.
And we were all wrong. Nobody that I can remember guessed cocaine pudding would be her next sugary sweet.
Yeah.
We didn't. I was going for the cocaine mashed potatoes.
We're going to have to get like really, really esoteric on this next one. It's going to be like cocaine flan or something, which I guess is cocaine pudding.
Cocaine churro.
Yeah.
Ooh. Cocaine churro would
I
be
could go for
one.
that.
Cinnamon sugar mixed in with a little bit of white. You know?
But Lana's not the only mom in the house. Mallory is looking out for Archer and worried about her baby, which is something that we haven't seen in a very long time. We got it a little bit back at the episode, I'm thinking like season 2, the cancer scare episodes, where she was really concerned about him. But not for a very long time since then.
There's been a few here and there, but yeah, you're right. Nothing that comes to mind immediately of her.
She's all alone now.
It's
Doesn't
true.
have
And
anybody.
she's in a different place now, too, in her life. So she's no longer the boss, and she's got different things going on. So, yeah.
That's an awesome point. She's no longer the boss. Ron's left
out
her.
of the picture. Yeah.
And so everything is falling apart. She no longer has Duchess. She never had Duchess since we came into the series anyways. But Archer's all she's got left, man. And now she's got to go in and protect that baby. But again, to the point of tears, which is something that we haven't seen in a bit of a while.
I wonder if Archer has something of hers that she just wants back. And that's why she's really upset.
He has a microfiche, microfilm stored on him somewhere.
Something that she just gave to him, or he took from her, and she realized, and that's why she really wants him back.
Her heart.
Or maybe she really cares. Yeah.
Oh, I think there is. I mean, I think part of her character is being like she doesn't care, but she really does. If you peel the onion away, she does care.
Yeah.
She just pretends not to.
Did you compare it to an ogre, kind of, from Shrek?
She was wearing the green face
Right,
mask.
she was.
It's all very intricate, guys. It's all very layered.
It's all
metaphor.
part of the bigger theory here.
Part of the plan, as it were. But now Lana and Mallory, they're facing off. Their interests as mothers. We have the newborn, and we have the full-grown man who still acts like a child. Like, who do you care about more? And that's a really tough position to put Lana in. And I'm looking forward to seeing where it's going to be going. I don't know about you guys. Do you think that she's going to go?
Is Lana going to go?
Is she going to go and bail him out?
Yeah.
Oh,
you were quick to say now.
Both of you
got
super
really awkward.
confident.
And I was like right there in the middle, like, let me think about it. Or is she gonna have the baby? You know?
Do you want to explain why?
I mean, I think Lana's just gonna be like, hell no, for the most of the next episode, and then probably towards the end, she's like giving in, like, fine, I'll go, and then they just show back up through whatever means they get home.
Okay, so you think she'll eventually commit to saying yes, that she'll go get him?
Yeah.
So it's not a... Okay.
It's not.
But she's not gonna go.
No. Oh, so you don't think she's?
I
gonna
don't
go?
think she's
Okay.
gonna go.
I think she is going to go just because Mallory did start to cry, and we did see a vulnerable side of Mallory, and that Lana was even shocked when she saw it. So I think she's going to go and forget she had a baby, and then she's going to be apologizing to her baby the entire time. Be like, I'm so sorry about this. I don't... That's my take. But you're probably more right, actually.
Birth in Colombia.
Yeah.
Not a U.S. citizen. Well, she
her
would,
mom
be
Would
a
be
US citizen.
because she is.
She couldn't be president.
Exactly.
No, she still could be if she became a naturalized citizen because but we don't know who the father is still. But because her mom is American, she would be an American citizen, and so she could still be president. I'm just saying, like that's why Ted Cruz could run. John McCain was born in the Panama Canal,
But he was born on a military base.
and what's his name? George Romney was born in Mexico, and he still could run for president. And Ted Cruz.
Oh my
Guys,
God,
we're
guys.
getting
I'm
awfully...
just saying.
Yeah.
The baby could be born. I'm gonna go with yes because I don't think, like you said, I don't think Lana
Steer
can just
this.
wait.
I am also going to go with Lana is going to come to bail him out because I think this is very reminiscent of that pirate arc that they did where Lana and Ray had to hop on in and rescue.
And I think she can't resist from going in to do that. So I feel like she's going to regardless.
If she does go, I still think she's not going to, but if she does, I think there's going to be a big reveal in Colombia in the next episode.
Ooh.
Like she'll tell Archer who the father is.
Ooh.
Or the baby will be born. One of those two things.
Right, so that's what I'm saying. Like, is the baby going to be born at this point, or are we going to wait until the very end of the season?
And according to the way the baby will be born, it's going to be popped out.
Right. It's like a pimple. Just popping a pimple and like...
Oh, man. We got to go back and we got to catch up on that pirate arc, or at least I do now, because I'm curious to see what's going on
Netflix party.
Well, you could do Netflix, or you know what else you could do? What? If you want to own the entire season.
Tell us.
Guys, there's a program out there, an application, if you will, called iTunes.
Tell me more.
I think I just might. On this iTunes, you can go in and you can download seasons of TV, you can download movies, but more importantly, if you're broke and don't have the money to do those things, you can download podcasts that talk about those TV shows. You see where I'm going with this, you guys?
How much would this lovely thing cost me?
It would be nothing. It costs you nothing but your time and your love. And that's all that we ask of you.
There's no catch?
Well, there is one catch, Scott, and I'm glad that you brought attention to it. The way that we keep the lights on in here, through some crazy algorithm that I will never fully understand, rating and commenting by you guys, our listeners and our watchers. We like it when you come in on iTunes and you give us a rate, give us a comment, tell us what you think, how we're doing, how the show is doing. You can also go in on YouTube, leave a comment below, and we like to read what you guys have to say and get back to you. Because you guys are stunningly observant, and sometimes we let stuff fall through the cracks. Case in point, JRomy141. I'm guessing it's an abbreviation of Jeremy, but it's a funky spelling, so I apologize, Mr. 141. He pointed out that we were wondering, like, oh, what's up with the red fern reference when Archer's blowing on the jug? He pointed out that it's a reference to Where the Red Fern Grows, a novel about a man who is raising dogs, and went even further. This guy is amazing in his total recall. He went all the way back to episode 1 of season 2, Pipeline Fever, or at least I believe it was episode 1. Whatever, definitely season 2, Pipeline Fever, where the airboat operator says, oh, now both of my dogs are dead, and references a grave. Old Dan, the name of one of the dogs in Where the Red Fern Grows. Wow. Hold on, though, because Jeremy 141 is not done yet. We were speculating about what was in the briefcase in last week's Archer, and he asked us simply, have you ever seen Pulp Fiction? Because if you recall in that movie, when John Travolta opens up the suitcase, it's glowing. But, Mr. 141, I would like to point out that that glowed gold, whereas this glowed purple. So I'm a little bit curious as to what's going on there. I don't know. Is there a connection? Could be. Maybe. I don't know. Also, a quick shout out to Diane Sutherland, says that Archer is stepping up his game, watching out for Lana. We agree. We were checking that out. And also, Mother Brain pointed out that she thinks Archer is going to, I'm assuming it's a woman because it's mother, but it could be a man. Mother Brain thinks that Archer is going to get another tattoo to commemorate Lana's baby once it's eventually born.
Just dead center down his spine.
He's running out of room on his back, which brought up a very interesting point, is that Archer already technically has a child that we haven't seen in 3 seasons.
Well, no, Cyril has a child.
But Archer doesn't know that.
That's right.
For all intents and purposes.
See, I thought that he did. I thought they learned it off screen because they start referencing that it's not actually his, or at least Trinette does.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
She does. Trinette actually specifically says at one point, "It's not yours, you ass."
Yeah,
I believe is how she phrased it.
Very aptly put, I might add. So thanks a lot, guys. We appreciate you when you rate and you comment and you let us know how we're doing, because you guys provide better insight than we ever possibly
especially
could.
Those references. Like we come right out of watching the episode into the studio, so we don't have time to look up everything, and some of the stuff we just can't catch that fast. So we really appreciate when you let us know,
or we remember at 3 a.m. after, and I'm like, ah.
But we did get two. We did get two in the Archer reference roundup this time around.
Yeah.
Len Kanoki, for those of you people who are wondering who they were referencing at the beginning of the episode, good kudos on which one of you guys looked this one up? This was Scott.
Yes.
Who looked it up. Len Kanoki was a baseball player who went on several flights, got drunk several times, and was eventually knocked out by a passenger after he tried to crash the plane. So a little bit of a parallel.
Yes. And died from it. And the pilots actually went to trial and were originally found guilty for manslaughter, and then it was overturned.
Who is Len Kanoki indeed?
Crazy.
And also, just in case you weren't paying attention, Hal Needham, took me a quick second to remember, director of Smokey and the Bandit and Cannonball Run. So, we got those two. I'm sure we missed a whole bunch more.
Those were very specific. I mean, especially Len Kanoki, because he was a baseball player in the 30s. So, I mean, that's quite the reference there.
Yeah.
And as far as self-referential stuff, if you looked real closely in that one wide shot, the establishing of the mansion, there was one of the ISIS tech guys homeless on the bench, sleeping out in the park.
Yeah, do you think there was a deeper thing behind it? Like, what did it mean? Or
Well, I think the fact that he had a sock with a hole in it and the toe sticking through is really... No, I don't know.
No, but you know what I'm saying? Like, what was the point of putting it at that time? Like, does it mean something?
It's just to
It
remind
always
us
feels like
that-
they always have a point behind everything they do, and I'm curious what it means.
I think it was just to answer our question of, like, what happened to everybody else?
Homeless.
Yeah, they're just homeless.
It's a tough economy out there for a person with a background in spying.
Person
Or
working
only-
at ISIS.
Yeah, only illegal spying.
You gotta do air quotes.
Yeah.
Spying.
Not great resume building.
That's right.
Could go to prison. You know who else is going to prison? Archer. We're seeing them return. We left on a cliffhanger for this episode, you guys.
Bum, bum, bum.
Did anyone else, when the girl came out, the grandmother came out, did she not remind you of that other rebel person in one of the episodes in the season when they're trying to catch
Was it
someone
not?
crossing?
El Coyote.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
believe
that
is
one.
the
Yeah,
name of it.
was that not her? I mean, I thought it was.
I
her,
just
but
thought
it's
it
not
was.
her.
I assumed it
Because
was.
she acts like she doesn't know
Oh,
him.
I didn't pick up on that.
Oh.
I don't think it
So
was.
you knew it was someone else. You knew it was a different character.
I thought it was a
Okay.
different character. That's
Now I
didn't
feel
pick up on
really
that.
racist.
But I thought that I was like, oh, OMG, it's them. And then she even had the guy that I thought came with her, and then it wasn't. I was like, that would have been a cool tie-in.
I will say this, if that was supposed to be the same person, it was very confusing because she was an illegal person runner working out of Mexico.
And this was a supposedly
secret police.
I guess
undercover
once they flip that truth,
Colombia.
it was a little clearer. But she's operating under an alias. So was she as she was the other character was, and like they're both involved in illegal activities. I think the shift from smuggling people to smuggling drugs is reasonable.
So that means she could still come into the picture this season if it happens.
Yeah, I mean I'm very fascinated because I didn't even draw that parallel at all. So that's
Two Latina women fighting over Archer.
Hey man,
There's
Archer.
two separate Latina women fighting over Archer because he's El Guapo.
Ironically enough,
Sorry, I took
Archer
Latin, so.
is totally susceptible to the honeypot, which is horrifying that he could be that easily overcome. That's all it takes is a pretty woman who thinks that he is guapo, as you so.
I'm
lovely put.
sorry, I took Latin, so I don't know what you're saying. But
Goddamn Latin.
The sad thing is that I took Spanish and I just
too.
didn't retain enough of it.
Nothing.
I didn't get a
Let it
single
all go.
word. I took Spanish for almost 8
But
years.
they sounded so pretty on tonight's episode, though. I will give them that.
I did pick up muerto when the soldiers were arguing, so someone was going to be dead. I think the word idiot was tossed around. So
Cocaína. I knew what cocaína is.
Yeah,
Paramilitario.
we pieced it together. you
I
guys.
figured that out.
We're
Yeah.
pretty good at this sort of thing, you know? But again, it reminds me of the pirate episode because now we're leaving on a cliffhanger where they're actually going to a real prison as opposed to a pirate island prison. I don't know. It's an interesting way to leave off. And I'm glad to see a return of a multi-part episode. Like, I enjoy those arcs
I am
a whole
too, and
lot.
especially right now, sort of the middle of the season, I found it kind of interesting the way they played it out because it kind of almost felt like it was something that could be at the end of the season.
yeah.
And it's not. I didn't look at the titles, but this one didn't say part 1. Usually, they're actual
Right.
multi-parters say part 1, part 2. So maybe this is just going to be a running like almost serialized show until through the rest of the season.
Oh wow.
Maybe I have
super
nothing to
cool.
base that on, but
No, that could be interesting though.
Yeah.
Kind of have the two kind of storylines going on at the same time with them down in the Colombian prison and everyone back in New York. And
Well, in a way, this whole season's been kind of one running story.
Right,
It hasn't
with the-
taken big breaks and gone into different storylines.
but it's
but if it's
like they
separate, little everything's been kind of separate and compartmentalized until we go on with the bigger thread of the theme.
new concept of selling drugs, but each episode is a contained
Right, it's
story,
contained and
whereas this
separate.
one ended on a cliffhanger, is going to open up
Right.
in the middle of a story next week.
Okay.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
That's what I mean. Like there's a continuation to it. Yeah.
You know what else is going to be continuing, guys? Archer, which brings us into our next news and gossip section, everybody.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Deadline, Hollywood insider trade publication, reporting last week FX is sticking with Archer for at least another two seasons. Didn't just get the one season
Yeah.
pickup. We are now getting 26 more episodes of Archer.
Yeah.
So, woo, hooray. I'm excited. As one FX insider put it, Archer is one of the best comedies on television. I agree. And has played a significant role in the growth of the FX comedy brand. And they're saying we're glad to have Adam Reed, Matt Thompson, and their team at Floyd County, and the incredible voice cast. Also pointed out, we haven't talked about ratings on this show in a long time, but Archer is the second highest rated comedy on basic cable among adults 18 to 49.
They say it was number one.
They did not say he was number one, but who cares? It's
Right.
probably something stupid.
It's a pretty big vote of confidence to say that you're going to put up 2 seasons, not just one.
Yeah.
And obviously now they get the syndication, so that's another big bonus for all the actors and everyone involved because that's a bigger paycheck for everybody in the future.
Do you think this is going to be the last 2 seasons?
I mean, I don't. He already burned it to the ground once.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, that's the thing that with animated, it's you can go on a lot longer because of the situations you can put the characters in than you could on a regular sitcom. So I can see no reason, as long as the ratings are good, to see it go on for even more seasons.
Okay, so you don't think that this is going to be the 7th season is going to be their final season? Because I remember one time with Dexter, I don't mean to sound Branch, but they're like, okay, we're ending on this season, and then all of a sudden they got picked up for 2 more seasons, and they're like, all right, we're gonna end on that the second season. Wish they didn't do that, but anyways, different
Maybe
story.
should've.
That was I think
But-
more of like a back and forth of like disagreement between the writers and the network.
Okay.
Whereas especially with Dexter's more serialized.
Exactly.
This is
And you've
very
actors.
much very much comedy. It's animated.
Sure.
This could just go on
Right.
and on without changing. It could do it Simpsons style technically. if you
25
wanted it
years,
to.
yeah.
Any of those
'cause
type of shows, could
none
go
of the
on.
characters have to change with the inevitable.
And you don't have to worry about them aging, and you don't
Yeah.
have to worry about, you can keep them in these fantasy storylines. So it does make it a little bit easier to continue on for as long as they want to.
My big question is, what the hell are those seasons
Yeah.
gonna look like? Because this one's we got Archer Vice now.
Right.
There was the rumor earlier this year that next season would be them in prison. That's a rumor. No, nothing confirmed on that. But that could be a very interesting season. Then what's season 7 after that? Do they
Right.
go back to spying?
Exactly. Are they going to tie it up if they do decide to do that? Are they going to keep the Archer Vice theme in the next couple seasons? I'm really fascinated to know that too.
Yeah.
Archer is the new black. Just throwing that hashtag out there right now. Laying claim to it so I can get all that sweet hashtag money.
Archer is the new black. Well done.
On
sir.
that, guys,
Yes.
I think
Well
it's
done.
time to hear that spooky theremin music.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
So satisfying every week. Never get tired of it. Roya, I'm going to give you plenty of heads up this time.
I was hoping if I didn't make eye contact,
I know,
What
she's
do
like,
you
if you
do?
look away, he won't know I'm here.
like I'm back at school again.
He won't call on me.
Are you ready to predict something, or
I
should
am.
we move on to
No,
another?
I actually kind of already made my prediction earlier on, saying I think Lon is gonna go and rescue Archer, and I don't want to steal your prediction, but I really like your prediction, Zach. So I'll let you say that prediction. But I think Mallory's gonna come in with a face mask again in some sort, and then for the food item, it's gonna be a churro, cocaine churro for
Oh, food item.
or
That's
enchilada,
right.
something, one of those two.
Food item.
Scott, it doesn't need to be a food
No,
item. You can predict
I-
anything.
No, but I was gonna say I feel like Lana's gonna go down to Colombia, obviously, because I do think she's not gonna be able to hold back. But I feel like they're gonna either find a way to escape from prison, and there's gonna be a, cross wiring there where she's gonna try to rescue him, and then she'll either get imprisoned as well while they've escaped because she's going to be like the accomplice. And then I'll have to come back with the food. Because we saw for my prediction. I think we saw the next week on. Like all we saw was the truck they're in crashing.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're gonna see a little bit more. Or we're gonna see them just like kind of escape that way, and then they're wandering through Colombia.
Right.
And then Lana gets down there, finds them. They're like, "We're fine."
Okay.
If she does go down there, I don't think she will. But they're just gonna get out, and everyone's like, "But we were ready to come rescue you."
Right.
No. And then maybe they even sell some cocaine.
For the first time. All right.
Maybe it's in the form of a cocaine burger.
All right, going out there for a big one. I'm going to leave my predictions at just this. Cocaine crepes. That would be my thought.
I was kind of going there with the tiramisu, but then I was like, what was that thing called? You know.
With that, guys, I think that we're out of time. Thanks for sticking with us. Thanks for watching Archer. Thanks for listening to AfterBuzz. Real quick, why don't you guys go around the table, introduce yourselves one more time, tell them where they can find you.
Oh, my turn. Okay. You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at HeyRoya. That's HeyRoya.
And you find me on the old Twitter at SMan80. That's SMan80.
I'm Zach Wilson. You can find me on Twitter at @ThatZachWilson, and also here at AfterBuzz on Grimm, now on Resurrection on ABC, and Helix, which check out that podcast. We just had creator of the show, Cameron Porchanda, in for an interview today. It was an amazing interview. If you like Helix, check it out.
Hot chuck. Good God. All right, I'm Greg Goodness. You can find me on Twitter at Greg Goodness. That's about going to do it for all of us, you guys. Again, thank you for tuning in, Internet. We sure do appreciate it.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.